our esteemed guests to our gathering today. It's an honor to have each of you here, and I'm thrilled to extend my warmest greeting to everyone present here. Let me embark on this journey together, filled with collaboration, inspiration, and meaningful connections. Let me welcome our principal sir, committee members, UG and PG students, teaching and non-teaching staff for this wonderful occasion. Let me welcome our respected principal sir of Vinaga Mission Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital, Dr. E. Ratna Sabhabadi sir, to deliver the welcome address. Sir.
Respected faculty members, medical officers, postgraduate students, interns and undergraduate students, a very good morning. On behalf of Institutional Innovation Council of VMHMC&H Homeopathic Medical College, I am happy to share the welcome address on this Intellectual Property Right Day. We call it as IPR rights, usually we call it as IPR. And today being a auspicious day for intellectual property rights, we have a resource person with us, Dr. Manoj Saker, who is the co-founder and director of NemoCare Wellness Private Limited. Sir, a very warm welcome and thank you for accepting our invitation and being with our students today. In that, I would like to appreciate Dr. S. Gokulakannan and Dr. Vetrivel, who have been doing all this work for the program for the past 15 days. They have been working on this. So I should thank both of them for creating a platform like this. And today we have 3 sessions. One is a seminar which will be delivered by the resource person. And we also have competitions like essay writing, elocution and e-poster writing. So I wish all the students best of luck in your competitions. At the same time, I hope the seminar that you are going to hear today will be helpful. So thanking the resource person, Mr. Manoj Saker, and the organizers, and thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next, let me welcome the resource person, Mr. Manoj Saker, the co-founder and the director of NemoCare Wellness, to conduct the seminar on the topic of intellectual property and their status over medical field. He is a budding entrepreneur working in the healthcare and medtech space. His interests span the areas of smart wearables, Internet of Things combined with machine learning and user experience design. He has published 3 international journal papers, has 1 US and 2 Indian patents granted, and multiple global patents filed. He looks forward to disrupt the healthcare industry and gain exposure through innovation and product development. He inspires to become a product leader and is a strong practitioner of design thinking. Please continue your section, sir. Manoj, sir.
Hi, are my slides visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thanks for that gracious introduction and thank you, sir, for having me here today.
Thank you, sir.
I'm really glad that the college and the Institutional Innovation Council is taking this initiative because I was just recalling saying back in my college days, I think there was awareness, but to have a session, especially from the medical fraternity, I really appreciate this initiative. So today, the topic was on IPR and the status in healthcare. I'm extending it a little. I'm going to talk about generally what intellectual property is, what holistic healthcare advancements are. So we're going to talk about TCAM, typically on what the domain really comprises of. when we talk about TCAM, we're talking about traditional complementary alternate medicine forms. And also the opportunities that are there for today. Someone in a young student who's starting out, what could be the opportunities? So today that's what I'm going to be touching upon. I'll try to keep it short and then open it up to Q&A. I was trying to turn on my camera, something with the browser, I'm not able to click it on, but in due course, maybe Q&A I'll try and push it up. So when we try and look at the problem, as in why any kind of innovation has to happen, why does anything about healthcare have to change in our country? This is a basic snapshot of the healthcare. If you just look at the left, the number of diseases, the types of diseases, and in an Indian context, everything is in millions. And when we look at the infrastructure side of it, there is an inverted pyramid when it comes to the requirements in a rural versus the available facilities in a rural. And when we have the number of doctors to patients, we have 0.62 doctors for every 1,000 of the population. Ideally, we need 2 million more, that is 20 lakh more doctors are needed to bridge just the basic gap between your normal patient to doctor ratio. So that's the big issue that we have. So even if we bridge just a number, I don't know how many of you watch Dr. House here, how many of the doctors are really going to be skilled enough to handle the load, and especially if you're talking about this huge demand in a hard to reach places. So how are we going to get the highly skilled doctors to patient ratio? We do have access to different technologies. We do have access to different practices, training, everything that has to be leveraged to bridge that gap. So a little insight into what the latest digital technologies are. Artificial intelligence is a buzzword. All of us are using it. Chat GPT is growing. I'm not sure how many of y'all are doing assignments on that today, but even simple things like our email, we've seen Alexa, Siri, all of these are good examples of what artificial intelligence is. Internet of Things, we have a lot of connected things today. Our TVs to our homes, our ACs, everything is on the connected front. So this is another technology that is growing and highly being used in the medical space. Blockchain, I'm again throwing these things in just to give an understanding of saying what the problems are, where our latest technology is moving towards. Augmented reality, we've seen that with Insta or filters, all of that happens there. Virtual reality, this is again one domain that is picking up heavily in the medical space, but it came up for gaming, but today used across facilities. So some examples of where these latest technologies have been used to address the problems. Murmurs are the hard sounds, the extra hard sound. Usually the hard sound is a lub and a dub. So when we get anything beyond S1, S2, that's a murmur. So the murmurs are classified across different segments, the systolic, diastolic, and under that subclassifications. So it takes approximately 15 plus years for a doctor to understand saying what is an abnormality in a heart sound. But with technology, what has happened is even a young doctor can put the stent on the chest. The machine would do these algorithms and kind of come across saying there is a problem. So even a young doctor today can report back with the aid of technology saying what a murmur is, which would take 20 plus years of a tuned hearing for a doctor to identify, saying which murmur is it, where is it, because these are very faint sounds, and even to listen to a murmur, very few of them do in their practice. So with the whole technology aspect kicking in, they can record these, play them back. So a lot of aid that has come in just with the aid with introduction of digital stethoscopes and on running in a layer of algorithms. So this is just lines of saying where medical technology is moving, doing diagnosis early and accurately, interpreting from patient history based on data that is there, saying if this is the lifestyle, this is the problem. Drug discovery, something very specific to your branches as well, saying which medicine is going to work before trial and error, years of testing, working on the molecules, with an algorithm can save so much time, even on running a quick clinical trial. So this is something I wanted to put across to the students, saying data is the new oil. Anything that you do, and in our medical terms, it's called evidence creation. In a technology term, it's called data. This is very valuable for uptake of, and I think that's one reason where we've seen alternate traditional medicine boosting in the uptake has been especially with evidence creation that has happened over time. This was another example I wanted to talk about. In allopathic medicine, radiology was the hot area. But what we saw in the whole COVID time was technology really boosted the capabilities of these doctors, because they started using different tools for understanding, saying, how do I identify a patient who has pneumonia from the CT scans or X-rays? Because the volume was so high, there was no other way but to go and adopt technology that would kind of give them this access. So another space where it was used, and it was a huge practice, and this is a trend that has changed. The top hot selling in medicine was radiology. Now radiology is the hottest selling technology field, and the chase from the medicine side has actually reduced. It is a field that has stabilized, but from a technology point of view, the most number of solutions are on this format, and I think it was accelerated during the whole COVID times. Another example for Alzheimer's, where they kind of understand the only thing here is the earlier you catch a patient with mild cognitive impairment, you can act. There are chances of reversal based on the medicine, the rehabilitation that can happen. And what has to happen is there are certain biomarkers in the MRI of the patient, and they need to be identified. But this can be easily missed out by the human eye and prone to error. So that is where again technology can be used to understand how they can do this early and at scale. We are talking about 30 million people worldwide who need such technologies. One other example is mammographies that are used for breast cancer screening. 1 in every 12 women are at risk, and we have 190 million women in India between the 30 to 55 year range. There have been enough data sets. We have a lot of thermal imaging and different technologies which are allowing to pre-screen as well at a community level today. And thanks to technology, we're able to catch most of the cases, because mammography can be done only at a late stage, and even for dense breasts is going to be very tough. So we have a lot of technologies that are helping to do it at an early stage. So I was giving in examples of how technology and medicine have come a long way, and these are some advancements. Remote patient monitoring, we saw this again in COVID, where earlier it was only possible in a hospital setting for people to monitor these things, and now it kind of goes into even at home. People can see the data. We have watches, smart watches. We have glucometers that are connected, continuous monitoring patches. So we have a lot around that space which has grown in time. You have your cardiac monitors, your ECG monitors, all of those which are playing a huge role today in that technology has moved in. So this is again an example of how patient history has come a little, it's called the Deep Patient Project. Just look it up, where they see electronic health records and say, likely these people are also going to have lifestyle diseases, say diabetes, something with the heart. So where they have enough data from your birth all the way till say your teenage, and they kind of predict if your lifestyle is going in a certain ways, you are prone to certain diseases. Personalized medicine efforts, this was something by Google, very much something along the lines of our alternate medicine as well, saying where it's very personalized towards a person. They use every bit of data about you on your lifestyle to kind of say this medicine is going to work, including genetics. So this is a very advanced field that is going in. Some examples, particularly in the field of, I wanted to throw in the light of TCAM. So here again, what I mean by TCAM is traditional complementary and alternative medicine. So this is a field that is growing. This covers almost everything for you. your Ayurveda, Unani, homeopathy, physiotherapy, rehab, a lot of other forms like Reiki, anything that is there that is not classified as allopathy comes under the TCAM space. Even yoga, for instance, as one of the recovery phases. So there we are seeing artificial intelligence come in, exploring the therapeutic potential of a chemical compound found in traditional medicine. So to understand saying a particular raw material, does it have the potential to treat someone? So a lot of research that goes on in the hospital can take 10 to 15 years. Using AI, they're able to reduce that time to test a drug, especially from the TCAM approach, in less than a few years. So one other space where innovation is going on. So this is all I'm throwing light into certain innovations that are happening in this space so that we know where it stands today. Nadi getting digitized. So all of us would have known what Nadi is. They put the hand on the pulse and understand Vata, Pitta, Kalpa, all the different phases that are there. We have some technologies that go on the hand. So you see the three dots, they put the finger, the practitioner puts the hand on that part. They tell you actually saying what is your type, and they give you the percentage of Kalpa, Pitta, Vata, and then they give the medicine based on that. They also get into yoga, anything based intervention based on what your body type is. So understanding the body from a traditional medicine point of view, they've brought technology that close, and this is companies which are commercialized in an Indian context. Some other examples of where traditional complementary and alternate medicine is speaking up is mental health, mindfulness, sleep tracking, and music therapy. Lot of apps that are there, lot of interventions that are happening. Simple things like music therapy combined with your medicine. So alternative holistic approaches to medicine is another booming space that is working. Digital therapeutics, holistic healthcare. The lot of Indian companies also growing in this space where every biomarker from your body is tracked, and this is directly like a biofeedback mechanism. So if you're taking any form of medicine and to see if it is working, like what is your sugar spike to a certain food, how is it reduced based on the medicine you're taking, life, we're talking about minutes of feedback. Earlier it was just fasting postprandial, then it became HbA1c, and now we're talking about instantaneous continuous glucose monitoring. And this is also very important because digital evidence in clinical trials is a big scope that we have. And what we also realized, be it homeopathy or Ayurveda, it is all going towards the evidence creation pathway, and that is increasing the adoption of these technologies. So I think that is what is happening. So we are seeing that the digital technologies need to go hand in hand with these traditional approaches. One other space is the rehabilitation, neuroplasticity, functional support, where they're using VR-based technologies for understanding what the problems are. Yoga has also been digitized. A lot of technology used in here, saying your body posture, which points need to be touched in, and you have a holistic approach to your lifestyle as well with the whole smart yoga mat. So this is another technology that is booming, where everything about your lifestyle is known. And I'm just throwing these advancements in so students know that this is what is possible with alternate medicine or technology and advancements that are happening. Now I'm going to go to the next segment of my talk. This is on the basics of IP. We're going to touch upon what are the different forms of intellectual property rights that we have. So what is basically, so I'll just pause.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I think I was running on what basics of IPR are. Typically, what intellectual property rights are, it helps you get recognition as an innovator, inventor, and also sometimes financial benefit, especially when we found a molecule or a drug combination that has been efficacious. you want to give it to a larger manufacturer, so there is something called royalty that they pay you for your medicine formulations, or they buy it from you. It protects you. So this is basically what IPR is. Let's understand what the different types of intellectual properties are. There are different classifications. Industrial designs. What we mean by industrial designs is you would have seen the Bisleri bottle or a Kinley bottle be in a particular shape, Coca-Cola bottle be in a shape. You would have seen certain devices like a laptop, a Mac, or an Apple laptop, or Apple phone, even a Samsung phone, the buttons. All of these are industrial design. Anything that has to do with the look and feel comes under designs. Patents is the way how something is done. If I found a new way of doing something, I protect it by using patenting on that. Trademark and service marks. Trademarks, you would have seen names like Paytm, Coca-Cola, Bisleri. All of these are brand names that they protect. You just take any object that is there near you, look at the logo, you will see on it saying that it is a registered or a new mark. So that is one. Trade secret. We've again heard of KFC, Coca-Cola. All of these had their formulations protected. They didn't want to tell the world how their secret ingredient is. And I think a lot of medicines also today had that. Geographical indications. These are we have specific to a particular place. For example, Tanja Talavai to Bombay is very particular to Tanjavur. So that is a geographic indication. They're still fighting over saying where Kashmir willow has to belong to. Does it belong to that particular region? So when you say a particular place with object, so that is what the geographic indicators are. It belongs to that particular place. Layout design of semiconductor is a little detailed topic that very specific to industry. Plant variations and farmers' rights. So particular breed of yield belongs to certain folks. So that's another line that is coming. Another wing of intellectual property is copyrights and related rights. So copyrights are very easy for us to relate. We've seen that Ilayaraja has been in the news of late saying the music that I made belongs to me. So that is something along the lines of copyright. We'll get into detail a little into what these topics are. So what is a patent? A patent is an exclusive right given to the inventor of an invention. Know-how. Typically saying, if I've come up with a new way of making a coffee, for example, I know certain process. If I do, this coffee comes very well. So if I just know that process of making that, I can go and get something on that lines. That's an invention that we have that would come. So a better example would be if you take a phone. You've seen there has been fights on Apple versus Samsung, the way that certain features are in the phone, the way it functions, the center button that is there. So very lot of examples around us on what is patented technology. It lasts for a period of 20 years once you get a patent. The date of filing of the patent is called your priority date. So for what all can you patent? Can you patent everything that you want? It has to be novel. It has to be non-obvious. It has to have some utility. There has to be some use case for it. And it should be fully described. So these are the rules that you have to checkbox to get something patented. Not everything and anything can be patented. So there are a lot of things that you can do. For example, say in the next slide here, we have some example of a homeopathic drug composition and methods of use thereof. So this is a typical example of a patent, and the abstract what it contains is the present invention comprises of homeopathic preparations of compounds, methods for using such preparation, and the delivery system for the treatment of disease symptoms through the administration of these homeopathic compositions. So this is a typical example of what can be patented. So this is what a patent very specific to your domain means. And this is the life cycle of a patent. You start at month 0, which is going to the patent office, applying for a patent. 12 months, you do an international filing with something called PCT. And then within 18 months, it gets published. Then you get an examination report. And then you get into the national phase of justifying if you can get this patent or no. As in, if they decide saying it is unique, novel, those 4 categories that are there, you'll get the patent. It's a little complex at the first go. Feel free to get little deeper. Just go search what a patenting process is. This is typically the decision diagram for a patent. But I think that example that we had on what typically is a patent in your domain, we can talk about the preparation of compounds, the methods for using such preparation, and also the delivery mechanism. So this is typically what all is patented. Like you find a new way of doing all this, you can go and apply for a patent. So second one is trademark. Trademark is another kind of intellectual property where it could be a word, a symbol, sound, or a smell used to differentiate a product or a service from its competitors. The main purpose of differentiation, trademarks have some other uses as well. That is, they indicate the quality which a customer can relate to goods. For example, Xerox, when we say Xerox is a brand, photocopy is actually what we mean by Xerox over there. So that is a trademarked word. So Xerox is a trademarked word. JCB is a brand. Procliner is, I mean, that's what the instrument is. So they've been so good that we associate with that brand. Trademarks can prevent unfair competition by conferring rights as remedies. So we know these brands that exist as well, saying Madurai famous Jigridanda. So that's it prevents other people from saying the same thing if they want to use those trademarks or use those particular names. Trademarks serve to avoid consumer confusion by acting mark of identification for a business. So I don't know if you've seen the Bisleri ad where they say, give me a bottle of Bisleri, and then the camel comes and throws it off. So people want to associate saying, I want a bottle of Bisleri water, I want a Kinley water, I want an Andover bottle. So these are things that these trademarks create as well. Anytime you see an object, go and see for a TM mark or a R mark, which means this intellectual property has been utilized there. So these are the types, very heavy, but just understand word mark, sound mark, all of that. I'll get into what these could mean. So to your left, you've seen Disney, Dell, Ray-Ban, FedEx, IBM, CNN, Hotstar, Netflix. Any of these words that are there, those are called word marks. So Amul butter, if you've seen this logo, this is the trademark of the Amul symbol. So the Coca-Cola bottle is a shape mark, the way this bottle is designed. The Cadbury's Dairy Milk, you know that the purple color means Cadbury. It's kind of in our head, the brand recall. This is again color trademark. So these are the different forms of trademark we can do. Just pick up a bottle in your hand and you'll identify saying, just take a bottle and assume what all could be the kind of IP in that. You have the shape mark that is there in a Bisleri bottle. You have the logo name Bisleri that is there. The color green is the color mark that is there. So interestingly, sound marks, if you use Paytm, that tone that comes, that jingle Paytm Karo, that is something that they've taken as a trademark. There are different sounds. So even for bike rider enthusiast, Harley Davidson sound, the bike sound, bullet sound, all of these are trademarked. Sorry. Now the next interesting IP type is copyrights. Purpose of copywriting is simple: to protect and promote creativity in the field of art, music, literature, and now for technology products like software, and database. So this is example again very deep. Like I said, the simplest example we know is music. Like a lot of artists have rights. You know that they get paid for using the music in a cafe or anything. This is basic is copyright. They own the music. They own books. You cannot copy or you cannot produce a novel or a storybook. Your textbooks, the author has all the rights, and usually they need to get permission for reusing or republishing their book. So these are simple on high level what copyright means, the right to utilize this IP in a different form. So now the next segment, I'm going to throw a little light on the work that we do as an organization as NemoCare and the intersection of technology and medicine in that phase. So again, I'll just pause for a second to let this sink in. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Was I audible till now?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah, I'll just pause for a second to understand if anyone has anything, or just let it sink in because it was quite heavy. Just give it a minute.
Okay, sir.
Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not able to see the reaction of a lot of people. I would have loved to be there in person, but hope all of this is making sense. People are getting an idea of what it is. Maybe you don't have to become an expert in any of whatever I said, but just knowing that these are the ways that I can protect. Say tomorrow I come up with a new formulation. I want to know what is the right second half. So this is where it will come in handy. You start a company, brand name. So you'll have, so Patanjali, for example, is a brand name. We have different forms of companies that we have. My company's name, NemoCare, it's kind of has a trademark on it. Copyright is typically any kind of publication or anything that you do. So this I'm just giving examples for you to understand, especially on create some awareness about what IP means. So I hope to some extent it's useful. So at NemoCare, we are trying to revolutionize newborn care. So I wanted to introduce this for anyone who wants to do innovation beyond your regular practice. There is this book on how to do innovation in the medical domain space. It's called the Biodesign book. Just check, the word is biodesign.org, or just Google biodesign. You'll find a framework where you need to do identifying a problem, you do a needs filtering, you build a concept, that you invent a product, and then you implement it in the field. So I did a fellowship in IIT Hyderabad where we worked very closely with doctors to build what we are doing, because we come from a strong technology design per se. So the problem we're trying to solve is we have 8 million clinically low birth weight babies that are born to early low birth weight. We lose 4 lakh babies every single year. So we wanted to reduce this number, and it was a mandate even from an Indian government or a medical perspective. And one of the biggest problem was when you have a district hospital, any of your centers, we have those 2 nurses taking care of close to 100 newborn babies. And now they do not have any technology, they're just visually monitoring. To solve that problem, we built a NemoCare Raksha. You see what is on the foot. So that is the device. It's very similar to an Apple Watch, but medical grade device for newborn babies. Exactly the vital monitor we use in the ICU, but this is the latest form of a wireless, highly accurate device. Multiple devices on babies in the ward, and then it goes to a doctor. So now anytime there's a problem with the baby, there is a red alert on the tablet that the nurse will have in the hand, which has data of all the babies, and go to the baby and ensure the baby is taken care of. So basically what we do at NemoCare is whom to treat, which baby to treat, when to treat the baby, and what is the kind of treatment to be given. So this is what we do. When we talk about holistic healthcare, for all stakeholders here. So child or infant, what we do is provide kangaroo mother care, parental bonding, promotes breastfeeding. So today, if a baby has to be monitored, the baby has to be kept in an ICU, right? So our device allows the baby to go near the parent or the mother. Parents, it provides peace of mind and guided parenting. To the nurses, our solution reduces alarm fatigue. I mean, so many alarms, they are already in stress. We give only accurate required alarms, cutting down paperwork. It increases productivity for them. For the doctors, there's a decision support system with learning from the best of resources that is there. So this is what we do as a holistic healthcare for them. So this is what I said by bringing the baby next to the mother side. From the ICU, our solution brings it to the bedside. So the reason why I'm showing this innovation is this was an example of intersection of medicine and technology where we worked very closely with doctors to build a solution. We built this for their requirement, and that's what technology, medicine, and design can bring together. So now the doctor or nurse can take care of all the babies with complete control. We have 6 patents filed globally. We have a US patent granted, 2 Indian patents. The US patent is around the device itself. So we talk about how it identifies different disease states. The other types of IP that we have are industrial design, where just the look and feel is patented. We have 6 trademarks around the world, NemoCare, around different classes. So just wanted to show an example of what all can be patented. And the whole digitizing module where everything in a hospital from written records get digitized, that also something that we've got patented and granted in an Indian context. So our goal is to touch the lives of 1 million newborn babies in the next 3 years. So this is some light on what we do, just to understand saying how technology, medicine, and design can come in handy. So I wanted to throw light on this, saying the whole landscape of innovation in medicine changed with COVID-19. The pace at what we were inventing vaccines, the pace at what we were doing oxygen concentrators, everything changed when we had this necessity is the mother of invention. So the same ways, look around you when you see problems, think if there's a way to solve it in your own practice. And I think there is a long way to go with the kind of support. So I wanted to throw little light on what is the kind of support available for students today if they want to take an innovation forward. There is this agency called BIRAC. It's from the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India. They have schemes like BIG, different funding schemes, Soch, Sitare, where students with ideas get funding. They can showcase on a national platform and also get the right support in terms of regulatory and mentorship. Startup India Learning Program. There is Tamil Nadu Startup and Innovation Mission. Niti Aayog has a project called Nidhi Prayasing. Up to 10 lakhs funding is given for any kind of student research work or early faculty development. Hackathons where you can go and participate. Trust me, they want a lot of diverse skill sets. So you bring in a lot of expertise from your domain, and that can add value into their setting. So being a student is your biggest advantage, and your time is now to explore whichever year of your studies you are in, but this is the best time. The time is just perfect to leverage the scope of intellectual property and embrace technology for opportunities in holistic healthcare. Thank you everyone and all the best.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm open to questions. So anyone has any questions, feel free to.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
So, what is the minimum age criteria to obtain the patent, sir?
Yeah, good question. So I don't think, as far as I remember, there is no age limit as such. Because when I applied first for a patent, I was 20. So in my college days, when we applied for, and that was also in the medical domain only, I don't think there is an age restriction to apply. But it depends. There are certain benefits for certain categories that you'll have to dig into deep. But if you have an idea and you think it's new and novel, you should Google search and see if it exists, search some patents and just go and apply. I don't think there's a restriction at all in terms of minimum age. If that's what you are asking.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Hi.
Sir, to get a patent, what is the investment, sir?
Yes, again, a great question. I missed up on that. So from a college side, when we did it back, my first patent was back in 2013. It was way more expensive. So for a provisional filing, it costs, there is a government fee attached and there is also a lawyer fee attached. So today, what the government has done, they have subsidized or incentivized academic institutions, startups to file more patents. It comes at a subsidized cost. They take care of the legal fees. So within 10,000 rupees, so there are three parts to a patent. Provisional patent is when you just have an idea and go. Full specification is at the end of 12 to 18 months. And then you do a grant of the patent, right? So three steps that are there. So at the provisional patent itself, within 10,000 rupees, you can get a filing done. A full specification can cost anywhere between 40 to 70,000 based on the lawyer that you have, but the official fee is still within 10,000 itself. And when you go for hearing, your response for hearing, again, I would say another 50,000 to be kept aside. So if it is at a college level, you can get a patent granted within 1.5 lakhs. If you are an individual, you can get it at a much lower cost. The fees is almost 1/5 your attorney fees. If you are capable, you can write your own thing and you can do it within a 25,000 rupees. You can get a patent granted if you're an individual. If you're an institution and you want to go with a law firm, 1.5 lakhs is a good amount to be kept aside, and it is an asset, right? Either it's an earning or it's a recognition for you for your next step in your career. So I would recommend at a college, university level, college level, at the innovation council level, to have a strong IPR connect and encourage more filing. So
Hello, sir.
yeah. You have a question?
எஸ் சார். சார் பேட்டன்ட் வாங்குறதுக்கு எந்த போர்ட்டல்ல போய் ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணணும் சார்?
சாரி இன்னொரு வாட்டி சொல்லுங்க.
பேட்டன்ட் வாங்குறதுக்கு எந்த போர்ட்டல்ல போய் ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணணும் சார்?
So இது போர்ட்டல் ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷனோட ஐ திங்க் there is a legal aspect. So IP India is a website. Just Google பண்ணுங்க, ipindia.gov.in is the website. நீங்க போனீங்கன்னா you'll get all the details there. But it is recommended that first time you go with say a lawyer to help, because there's a lot of paperwork. It's like tax filing, like how a CA has to do. So patent filing, I would recommend that you go. But basics, if you have to search, I'll just put it on the chat window. So you will find these things. IP India is the place to go. Patent search pannuna, I'll again put the link.
Okay, sir.
And just Google search. Just search patent search India. You will find these links. It's a very good website currently, much better than what it was. So you will find how to search a patent. You will get the link. You'll get all of those things in place.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable session. Now I invite Dr. Anthony, sir, Associate Professor of Department of Archaeon, for vote of thanks.
As we reach to the conclusion of this seminar, I am honored to deliver vote of thanks. At the outset, I thank the Almighty for guiding us here and gathering for a purposeful day today. On behalf of our Innovation Council of VMHMC&H Medical College, I extend my heartfelt thanks to our distinguished speaker. We are delighted to have you today online, sir. Amidst your busy commitments, we thank you for extending your time for our students. Hope our students have got a glimpse of your expertise, your ideas about in medical technology. Hope this will resonate in their journey further. I also thank our principal for allowing us to make this program possible today. I thank the IIC President, Dr. Gopalakannan sir, the coordinator, Dr. Vetri, who are behind this event. Once again, I thank all of you for participating in this event and taking part in the other competitions. Thank you all.